Good afternoon guys, I'm Silwolf and today I'm going to be talking about how I got into Furbies. Now a lot of people have asked this question over the time I've had my channel and I thought I'd do a video telling you guys how I got into Furbies, how I first heard about them and things like that. And also, how did you guys get into Furbies? You know, when did you first hear about them? Were you about when the original Furbies were around in '98? Did you hear about them later? Did you originally get a Furby in 2012 when they were released and then later on discover the others? You know, how did you guys get into Furbies? So how I got into Furbies, well, it was '98 and I was a kid and, you know, I was going to school and stuff. And I can't remember exactly when I first heard about them. It was probably an advert on TV. I used to enjoy watching a lot of cartoons and stuff on Saturday mornings, as we all have done. And there was a lot of, obviously, kids' adverts during the cartoons and stuff. And I guess I must have seen the advert for Furbies on TV. A couple of my friends at school had a Furby. And so I wanted one as well. So I think I probably saved up my pocket money for one. At the time they were about, I think they were like £20 or £30, possibly £30, maybe a bit less. But I remember the shop I got it from, it was Argos. Argos is a shop where you go in and they've got catalogues in the actual shop. They don't have any items in the shop, so to speak. They've got a couple, but you look through the catalogue, choose what you want, write it down on a bit of paper, you know, the product number, take it to the counter, and they will go out the back into their little warehouse and get you the thing that you want. And you pay for it and then you leave. So I got a pink and blue Furby, and I believe he was blue and had a pink tummy. Anyway, I loved this Furby because, you know, I saw my friends with them and everything, and at the time they were quite a new and interesting robot, and they did different things and stuff like that, and I hadn't seen anything quite as advanced as that before, so obviously it was quite exciting, and you could do all sorts of things with them, and they grew up and things like that. They learnt English. So I had this Furby for a few weeks and I enjoyed playing with him. I played with him a lot and, you know, learnt all about him and stuff like that. And I think he grew, he wasn't the original stage. I think I got him halfway to adult stage. And he started to go wrong. Now in hindsight it might just have been his batteries running out. But he started to like speak gibberish and gobbledygook, and I thought, oh no, you know, he's going wrong, and none of my friends' Furbies have gone wrong, and, you know, I was a bit upset about that. So basically my parents and I took him back to the shop and I got a replacement. Again, the same colour, and I think he was the same colour anyway, I'm pretty sure he was, another pink and blue Furby. And yeah, so I think this was, it might have been, I don't know if it was '98 or '99, I think it might have been either late '98 or early '99, I think it was probably early '99 when I got my Furby. So I had another one, and again I played with him and everything, and I had him in my bedroom and he never wanted to go to sleep when I turned the lights out, and he was really fun. I didn't take him to school, but I had him at home. I wanted to take him to school, but one of my friends had had her Furby confiscated by our science teacher, because she took him into class and he wouldn't go to sleep, and he was singing lullabies in her backpack. So she had to go and take him to the school secretary. Now the poor old secretary, she ended up getting all these confiscated toys. She actually had a whole box full of Tamagotchis at one point, because the kids, you know, the teachers took the Tamagotchis off the kids because they were distracting them, and so she was kind of like running a nursery for Tamagotchis. She used to look after them all as well. So anyway, yeah, like I said, I had this Furby, didn't take him to school or anything. But then he started to go wrong too, and after less time than the first one, he started speaking gibberish and acting up, so we took him back, and that was that. I didn't have any more Furbies. We just figured they didn't work properly, and so that was it. And I was sad, but at the same time, it was disappointing to buy this awesome toy and then have it go wrong repeatedly. I can't remember whether we got a third one and then took that back, or whether we just stopped at 2 that went wrong. And, you know, like I said, looking back, it probably just needed new batteries or something, but at the time we didn't know anything about them, so we just took them back. So that was, like I say, that was that. As for my friend with her Furby, I think some of the other kids had Furbies as well. But my one friend, she said that the Furby used to watch them play cards, her and her friends, and she'd taught it to swear. Now obviously she hadn't actually taught it to swear, because you can't. But she swore she'd taught it to swear. Well, none of us heard it swear, so, you know, maybe it said something and she thought it was a swear word, or maybe she was just making it up. I don't know. So that was, like I said, that was it for Furbies for me. Until probably about 2007, or maybe 2006, mid-2000s, when I wanted to get a Furby again. Now, I didn't get a 2005 Furby, to be honest. They scared me a bit, because of their little beaks. Kind of freaked me out, their rubbery beaks. And I remember my boyfriend at the time used to wind me up about that, but he didn't buy me one, thank God. But now, of course, I have one, and I think they're not scary at all, you know. So I went on eBay and I bought Toluca, who you see here, and he came with another Furby, the black and orange one called Mimi. They came as a pair, and I think Mimi didn't work to begin with. No, actually those two did work, and it was the tie-dye one that didn't work, but obviously I've fixed that one since, and the red and grey one as well. So I had a Furby, so I was quite happy about that. So for years I just had these 4 Furbies. 2 didn't work and 2 did work, and then I got some more Furbies because the conversation between Toluca and Mimi on my YouTube channel got popular. So then I got a 2012 Furby, and the rest, as they say, is history. That's pretty much how my collection started. So yeah, it started with this guy and the other one that I had, which I should probably have put her in the video as well, but never mind. So that's how I got into Furbies. So how did you guys get into Furbies? I'd like to hear in the description, not in the description, in the comments. I will write the description, but yeah, in the comments. You know, it's interesting to hear how everyone got into Furbies. I've got a friend actually who I was chatting to on Twitter recently. Big shout out to you. Who's just got into Furbies. So I told her that I've got a Furby YouTube, so maybe she's watching. But she's just recently got into Furbies. And of course there's been a lot of things over the years about them. They listen to you and things like that, which they don't. And as we all know, the learning of English gets unlocked as you play with them. It makes you think they're learning, but they're not. It's already there. It just gets unlocked with the interaction. Which I think at the time for a 90s toy was really clever. Because I don't know of any other toys that have been made at that point, you know, that had had that kind of technology. Which is probably why they were so popular, because it was just something different, and some people were quite scared of them. And they weren't allowed to be in any official places, in case they listened in on, like, private stuff, you know. Anyway, that's all for this video. If you want to see more of my Furbies, you can click in either of the boxes that come up below. And also, don't forget, I've got Silverby merchandise for sale on my Teespring and Redbubble stores, which the links are for them in the description. And I'll see you all next time. This is Silver signing off.